Okay, everyone, good morning. It's a blustery March morning here after we just had a bunch of storms go through last night. So Craig and I are probably both a little tired as we introduce this interview, but I am interviewing one of the three candidates for the Public Service Commission, a commission that most of us got to know really well last year. Craig is running for District 5, which just so happens to be Northwest Georgia, where we are today. And so, Craig, good morning to you. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing very well, thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of rain, a lot of thunder and lightning. Woke up myself and my son almost at the same time, and a little
Yeah.
leaking in the house, but all good today. All
All right,
good right
good,
now,
good.
though.
It's the kind of weather that the Public Service Commission was kind of built for in a way, because you guys are going to regulate the utilities that have to deal with it. So again, I appreciate the fact that you're here today. Thank you so much. And as I always do, I'm going to start out by just letting you, the candidate, kind of introduce yourself to people who are going to watch this video. Tell us a little bit about you, your family, your background, whatever you think is relevant. So go ahead. The screen is yours.
Okay, yes. I'll give a little bit about my background. I am a native Georgian, so born and raised in Augusta, Georgia. My family is actually, my mom and dad immigrated from Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
So my dad's an electrician, my mom's a veteran, and she was an office worker on the base as well after she left the service. And we were basically a working class family. Um, Made sure the kids didn't touch the thermostat. So if it was hot outside, you made sure you either open the windows or find a shade tree or some ice water. But yeah, working class family where every dollar mattered. And then I was educated in Georgia as well. So uh, I went to Georgia Tech, received a degree in electrical engineering, spent 5 years practicing as an engineer doing complex data and telecommunication issues that were escalated. And then decided to go back to law school and went to law school here as well, Georgia State College of Law. Spent 15 years as an intellectual property attorney, 5 years as a partner. Um, at one of the largest law firms in the country, doing basically mixing my engineering background with the legal field and um, working on subject matters such as AI, of course, data centers,
Right.
renewable energy, power generation. So really, the technologies that are shaping Georgia's energy future.
Right.
Um, I have two kids, two boys, 17 and 15. One actually, as of 3 days ago, he was in the championship game with his high school, Woodward Academy,
Oh.
basketball. So it was an exciting time. They finished second. So
Mm.
some people say they lost, but they finished second, and it was an exciting time. And um, my wife is an elected official as well. So she is chairwoman of Cobb County, and we can go into it later, but she's part of the inspiration of why I'm running for the Public Service Commission.
Oh. Well, excellent. Thank you very much. From your background, you have both a legal and a engineering background, being a rambling wreck. So it sounds like you are kind of tailor-made to be on the Public Service Commission in a lot of ways, which that kind of gets me to the next question. Why are you running for the Public Service Commission?
Yeah, I do have a very unique background, probably not that has not been seen on the Public Service Commission. It's really relevant now. Um, right now, we have a once in a generation opportunity to fundamentally change how utility regulation works in Georgia. And of course, like I said, I have the specific skills to help make it happen. Democrats just won both PSC seats in 2025 with the overwhelming majority of the votes. And Peter Hubbard re-election in District 3 and my victory in District 5. So we are both on the ballot this year would give us a majority and control for the first time in, I don't know, many, many decades.
Yeah, at least a
So
quarter of a century, I think. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. So, and as I already provided in my background, I have that background and what's really shaping Georgia's energy future. Um, and I gave a hint that my wife inspired me as well. She is chairwoman of Cobb County. She's been an elected official over 13 years now. And when you see someone that is really people focused and getting results, you know, stronger families, stronger communities, you want to be a part of that. So I practiced law again 15 years. I was a partner, and it's it was great. It was great. They treated me well, but there was something pulling at me to do something different. And I actually stepped away from the law firm probably about 6 months before I decided to run for the Public Service Commission. And you can say I am religious. I am a Christian, and I think all when you look at my path as an engineer, as an attorney, working on these relevant technologies, having that pull to do something different, and then seeing the issues with the Public Service Commission, I feel like um, that God has led me into this place as well. So there's always a mix of reasons why you run, but uh, those are some of them.
Oh, thank you. And thank you for running. I say this to every candidate that I do these interviews with. And people don't realize, unless you've ever tried to do this, just what an undertaking it is to run,
Mhm.
especially over an entire state as big as Georgia, 10 million people, 159 counties. It's a load to get on there. And so I appreciate that. I appreciate what your wife does in Cobb County. That's a big task too, being the chairwoman of a county, that size. And so we appreciate that. Thank you so much for this effort that you are undertaking. Uh, now that you are in the race, and you've kind of alluded to this a little bit, but do you have one or two issues that really stand out to you that about this is the thing that I want to deal with as a public service commissioner?
Yes, yes, and really two things. First, putting downward pressure on bills, and second, making data centers and other large users of power pay their fair share instead of passing costs to Georgia families. With regards to the first, as as everybody knows, it touches is as I go throughout the state and I talk to people, it touches whatever your socioeconomic level it touches you these energy bills, and everybody is aware of it. But it hurts, you know, the working class Georgia families the most. And I'm not, well, I'm familiar with that being an Augusta native and growing up in a working class family. And it is a big issue. It's very important. And I feel like the commissioners that have been there in the past haven't realized how important of an issue this is. When your sometimes your bill is double or triple what it is used to being. So that's one thing. And then, of course, the second thing I mentioned was with regards to the data centers. So um, uh, we have to make them pay their fair share. They are um, these data centers are being built by some of the most profitable businesses in the world, and actually in the history of the world. And why are we putting that on the backs of Georgia families and small businesses? It shouldn't happen. And when I get there, I'll make sure that I fight to make sure that doesn't happen.
Good. Thank you very much. Two good issues too. I know we were asking a ballot question about data centers, so I know it's on a lot of people's minds right now. That and of course affordability is on everybody's mind, and so those are two very good issues, I think, for Public Service Commission. We've already talked a little bit about your specific requirements about how you have technical expertise. You have an electrical engineering degree,
Correct, correct,
right?
correct.
The electric, it's not just the electrical utilities, but the electrical utilities like Georgia Power are probably the biggest utility that the Public Service Commission deals with, I think. So that certainly comes in handy. You've got the legal training on the legal issues that tie in with that. So we talked about that. Is there anything else you want to say on those two uh, fronts as far as your technical expertise that you wanted to include, or we already covered that pretty much?
Yeah, I think we covered that. I'll maybe touch on a little bit. So yeah, I have the technical expertise most commissioners lack, right? So Peter
Hmm.
Hubbard is one of those exceptions, and then
Yeah.
Dr. Johnson, very educated as
Yep.
well. Having that technical expertise, I would say, gives you a perspective when any utility, for example, Georgia Power, provides these estimates of what will happen in the future. Um, you're not intimidated. You can actually look at it and ask the right questions. Ask the right questions, and I know that the right questions haven't been asked by the commissioners. So technical expertise does help with that. And then the legal training, of course, right?
Right.
I'm used to answering and asking tough questions
Hmm.
and looking at the fine print as well. And that's very important. As as many people know, in late December of 2025, they snuck in, uh, I think, depending on the estimates, between 16 and $50 billion worth of possible power generation infrastructure projects that really probably aren't needed at the
Right.
extent that they provided. And
Right.
many people have seen the commercials with Georgia Power saying, "Hey, yeah, we're keeping your base rates low, but there's so many other ways that they can raise your rates." So looking at the fine print and making sure that, you know, uh, when they say they're not raising your base rate, should it be really they're not raising your rates at all? And how do you
Right.
make sure that it's legally and contractually there? So those are two things. And then the third thing I would say is really coming from that working class family, and that's probably
Right.
just as important as well. Having a personal understanding of what utility bills mean. Um, I told you about growing up in Augusta, and then even when I was an adult, my wife and I unemployed after the Great Recession, and a baby on the way, not there yet, maybe a couple of months away, and we had to make tough decisions as well. So I understand when families need to make tough decisions, and every dollar matters. Every dollar matters. You don't want an unexpected 500, 700, or more power bill.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Uh, so we've talked a lot about the issues and your extensive background that suits you for the commission. Let's talk a little bit about the politics. You are in a contested primary. May 19th is, God, it's only 2 months away. It's like it barrels down on us all here. So you got 2 months. You got a contested primary. Let's talk about the strategy a little bit. You don't have to give away details. I know sometimes the strategy is a little bit on the secretive. You don't want to give away
Mhm.
the farm, as they say. But how do you see this race playing out? What do you need to do to win it? What sets you apart a little bit from the other candidates you're running against?
Um, Good question, of course. I really need to build a strong grassroots foundation focused on the Democratic base,
Hmm.
education, and early momentum. So most voters have never heard of the PSC, but thank you, Peter Hubbard. Thank you, Dr. Johnson, to really building that momentum. And I
Yeah.
just want to build on that momentum as well and then really telling my story. There hasn't been someone on the PSC with my background, and it's a background needed for this next um, leap in technology advancement. So I have that background. And I'll also say that what separates me from my opponents is that I also have endorsements from several people or several elected officials throughout the state of Georgia, at least four county chairs and counting and other elected officials. So there is a trust with regards to my background, whether it's technical, legal, and then as a person as well.
Okay. And just to educate the voters a little bit, I know you've had to think about this, and also help to promote your fundraising as much as we can. Roughly, how much money does a statewide campaign like this require you to raise? And how can voters help you do that?
As I've been saying, every dollar matters, and the more donations, the better, because it is a big state. Like you
Yeah,
said, 159 counties, um, 10 million people, and in the general election, it'll take uh, over 2 million votes to win the election. So I need every dollar that comes in the door to really educate voters. And once educated, I believe they'll make the right decision. But uh, we're estimating between 750,000 to 1.2 million on the low side. That doesn't include getting um, a push from outside groups that care about this race, such
right.
as environmental groups and so forth. So it's a very big, very important race that I would love support from your viewers for sure.
Okay. And you've already said this, but I want to reemphasize it. Since Peter's up for re-election, he looks like he's going to run against the same guy he's already trounced once. So
Uh-huh.
hopefully he can do that again. And then with your race, the incumbent Republican has stepped down after that unpopular vote. She's decided to go elsewhere. And so this is a wide open seat, and this is for the majority. And so if voters want to donate, do you have like a website that you can tell us where to go to do that?
Yes, yes. My website is www.cupidforpsc.com. So that's Cupid, Cupid, for FORPSC.com, and donate buttons all over the
Okay.
website. So
All
you
right.
won't miss it.
All right. Yeah. Usually that's the big one up at the top. Then, okay. Well, Craig, you've done a great job explaining your background, your issues, how you view this campaign. I always like to end the interview by giving the candidate a chance to do your little stump speech that you're going to tell everybody on during the campaign. So in the next minute, 2 minutes, however long you want, explain again, summarize why we need to vote for Craig Cupid for Public Service
Okay.
Commissioner.
All right. Thank you so much, Tom.
No problem.
So Georgia families deserve a PSC commissioner who actually works for them, not utility companies. For too long, commissioners have rubber stamped every rate increase while taking campaign donations from the very companies they're supposed to regulate. That stops with me. I bring something no current commissioner has, an engineering expertise to evaluate utility infrastructure plans, combined with legal training to advocate zealously for ratepayers. I can actually analyze technical corporate documents to determine whether requests are justified. Most commissioners can't. I grew up in Augusta's Barton Village where every penny counted. My family only ran the AC at night because that's what we could afford. Those lessons stuck with me. I understand these aren't just policy debates, these are real costs affecting real families. And here's what makes the race historic. With Peter Hubbard's reelection in District 3 and my victory in District 5, Democrats will have a majority control of the PSC for the first time in decades. That means real oversight, real accountability, and real change on utility bills, data center costs, and energy planning. Not just dissenting opinions, actual policy power. The utilities have unlimited money. We have something better. We have Georgia families who are tired of getting ripped off. and we have the momentum. Democrats won both PSC races in 2025. This seat is absolutely winnable, and this momentum is absolutely critical. I'm asking for your vote because every penny counts, and it's time the PSC remember that. Thank you.
All right, Craig, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for running, bringing your extensive knowledge and experience to this race. And best of luck to you. I know, it's, like I said, it's a compressed calendar. We got 2 months. We got the primaries and maybe a runoff. We don't know with three candidates. We'll see. But going from there on to November, hopefully, and on to the majority. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks so much, Tom. I appreciate it.
All right. Have a great morning.
All right, you too.